I'm worried that I'm gonna get on the mountain and my body will give up. I've been training, but I could have trained harder. The thing that I am most nervous about is whether or not I'm physically ready for this.
I like it. This is good. I did put the rocks in here.
You know, when I started this, I did it just to find something different and raise money for MS and breast cancer. But I've learned along the way that this is more than just raising money. You guys are gonna be suffering out there. It's gonna be hot. We're gonna be taking crampons on, crampons off. You're gonna have heavy packs. Your legs are gonna be tired. You guys are gonna go through that for a few days, and it's gonna be really hard. But I'm asking you guys just to push through that pain. Just dig deep, you know? Let's get that summit.
It can be really hard to break into different outdoor adventure sports, especially as an adult. You know, if you've never been camping before and you're an adult, you feel like you are really far behind. So for AdventurHER, we focus on getting women outside into new outdoor adventure sports.
Why are you always soggy?
I don't know.
I think she's got her trail name. Soggy bottoms. Soggy bottoms.
Soggy bottom, babe.
We teamed up with Climb for Hope, and they already had this as a trip. It's a really great intro to mountaineering. It's not technical, but it's really hard. And Andy and I kind of bonded over each other's missions, and well, here we are.
I kind of seek out experiences that are like personally challenging just because I feel they teach you so much about yourself and you just like really expand mentally a lot when you're physically being challenged. So I like to do things that are hard for me.
One of my climbing partners, Sarah, and I were interested in getting into mountaineering, and she found out about it through Allie, the coordinator, and Sarah wasn't able to make it on the trip, but I wanted to go learn how to be a mountaineer a little bit anyway.
I saw this as a really cool opportunity to potentially, help find a cure and to work towards that. I tried to mentally prepare myself to deal with it being hard and having a pack on and getting my ass up a mountain, so I knew I had to get ready for it.
I was pretty excited about the idea of an all-female group. It's something that previous jobs I've worked at, it's kind of been a topic of discussion. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of discussion about how we could make that happen and not a lot of actually doing it. So I was really excited to work with an all-women's climb.
It's nice to see more women making it more accessible for other women. I mean, I've been on all women's trips before, and there is a special empowerment that happens with that you can bond in a different way.
Yeah, no, it was a really cool experience with having it be all ladies. That kind of made it a little bit more special, because camping, mountaineering, that always kind of comes off as more of a manly thing to do, but I don't know. Got a bunch of badasses over there, and we like to do hard things, so.
As I've guided the tours, I've recognized that there is something that is fundamentally different about having a female space because you have less negotiation about who's in charge. So having really small female-centered groups has been a blessing to sort of allow people that wouldn't otherwise get out into the woods the space to be able to explore it, to ask questions that they wouldn't otherwise.
My biggest fear was sliding down the mountain. I didn't really realize how steep it was going to be necessarily, which I guess you're hiking a mountain, so it probably makes sense. But I just didn't really put that together, so that was super scary.
I found that in these groups where it's all women, if someone's struggling, everybody bands together to help that person.
cannot deal with the moment.
Woo! Dude with a pack.
Nothing can
No problem. That's okay. What I'm most intimidated by is that I'm much older than everybody else, and so I feel like I have an obligation to push myself harder to be more inspiring. Pleading the fifth. I just want to be inspiring, and so I think that's a fear that if I fail, then it makes it harder to change that narrative that you can do more when you're older.
All right. Beautiful.
Home. Home sweet home.
I expected this to be really hard, and it was. The most challenging aspect was getting blisters and veering on the edge of altitude sickness and still trying to push on and make it to the summit.
We're not quite to AMS, which is acute mountain sickness. So if you feel good about it, I think going up is not a bad idea.
I think I can go up. It's
Okay.
just dicey.
Let's take it slow, keeping in mind that there is a 0% chance of it getting better as you go. So it could.
One of my best friends, her dad has ALS, so all of these degenerative diseases hit really close to home. And fundraising and feeling the struggle that they feel every day. I thought about that a lot on the climb.
My dad has stage 4 lung cancer right now, and so just the cancer aspect alone was a hard thing. Sarah's sister has lung cancer as well, so just knowing that you're hiking out there with the cause is really huge, for sure.
Both of my grandmas had breast cancer. Both survived, so that's amazing. Some other close family friends have had breast cancer, just cancer in general. You know, if there could be generations that don't have to worry about breast cancer or any other cancers in general really being an issue, and that it can be something that they can survive, you know, if I can fundraise and donate something towards that cause, that just means a lot.
Just to watch my father pass away, like his body slowly fail him, just really for the first time made me appreciate my healthy body. And I think that's something really easy to forget is how much some people physically struggle. I did a half marathon when he was still sick, and just for him to like stand and watch was like excruciating.
You guys know I lost my sister to breast cancer back in 2009, and you know we were just super close. And my climbing partner, my life partner, Jennifer, now she's got multiple sclerosis. She no longer climbs, and as a matter of fact, she has a hard time walking around the block. So, but just do me a favor, just think about my wife and the millions and millions of people around the world, not just in the United States, but around the world, that are affected by multiple sclerosis, that can't climb mountains, that can't go for a walk with their dogs, that can't walk with their kids. So think about them as you're going up and why we're doing this, for our personal challenge and also for those who can't.
How you feeling, Anna?
Good. Next push.
maybe half an hour at the summit. You know, brilliantly clear day. You can see 4 mountains. You're standing on a 5th. Everybody just has this lightness to them because the question of, can I do it, has been answered.
Sarah's with us in our hearts. She raised all her money and she was ready to come, and then she lost her father, Chuck, so he's with us today.
It was interesting coming up to the summit and seeing another mountain in the horizon that was a little bit bigger and a little more complicated. And I mean, I've climbed a fair amount of mountains, but I think now I want to go do more. I want to do bigger and harder things. Watching Anna grow, I mean, Anna is just such a neat spirit that she is really vulnerable with what she doesn't know and just shows up and says, I don't know, and wants to learn. I think watching Ellie just push through things that I mean, she's physically very capable and she's such a good team player.
On this trip, I expected a good level of bonding, but I didn't expect the group to jive as well as they did. So I feel really lucky. This group is just so great.
I don't think we could have asked for a better team.
I feel like the best part was that my worst fear became like the most fun thing when we were like glissading down. It was such like a mind blow when that was literally the way we got down, and it was so fun.
Glissading was like maybe one of my favorite things ever in the whole world. I almost wanted to hike back up and do it again.
Definitely inspiring and kind of empowering to see, you know, women all struggling with different aspects of something. And we all come together, figure out who needs help with what, work with them on it, and then push them to get them there farther. You know, we got there, and it was amazing.
I think that it was really powerful to see a group of people that were driven by loss to do something that was generative for themselves and for their loved ones. I think that if more people in the world took it upon themselves to create something from their loss, rather than to lose themselves in it, the world would be a much better place.